So Harrison Ford has stated and said that Indiana Jones 5 might take some inspiration from the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and take some inspiration about the way they do their films, their joke, the way they do their universe. He even mentioned Robert Downey Jr.'s performance as Tony Stark, aka Iron Man. So that got me thinking, should this happen, do I like the idea of Indiana Jones 5 taking some inspiration from the MCU in the way they tell their films and make their films? Before I give into you guys my thoughts, let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. Do you like this news? Do you not? Do you think it kind of defeats the purpose of Indiana Jones? Let me know all your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. Like this video, guys. Really enjoyed it. It really does help out this channel a ton. It really does help out the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe also if you're new to the channel. So without further ado, let's get started talking about the news. So this whole idea of Indiana Jones 5 taking some inspiration from the MCU, I love this idea and I hate this idea. I think it's an idea that could work if done correctly, but the main reason why I don't like it is because Indiana Jones 5 is supposed to be the last Indiana Jones film in the entire franchise, and Harrison Ford said they're not going to make more, and other people are probably not going to take out the mantle either. So this film really needs to be great, and I think to really be great, it needs to take it safe. Definitely take some risk. I'm not saying play it super safe, but definitely take some risk. I think some risk can really help this film. But if it goes Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, where it changes the formula so much from everything and it just falls flat, I think Indiana Jones went from being one of the best action movie franchises of all time to being one of the worst. Because Kingdom of the Crystal Skull really doesn't work as a film. It's messy, it messed with the tone too much, and I think it messed with the formula that wasn't broken. The formula from the original trilogy was perfect. Yes, it was a formula, but it was a formula that worked. I feel like if they changed the formula here, first of all, people won't like it. Second of all, it won't feel like Indiana Jones. And third of all, it might be a Kingdom of the Crystal Skull situation where it just flops. Now, what could work about this film is the MCU is bright, colorful, really funny and charming, but it can also be really stark and serious, as Avengers Endgame and Infinity War and some of the other later MCU films have showed. Why they can be fun, goofy, really comic booky films, they can deal with a lot of mature and deep themes that a comic book movie normally doesn't really deal with, and I think that really could work in Indiana Jones' favor, because Indiana Jones is a crowd-pleasing franchise with so much stuff going on. There's a lot going on with the Indiana Jones series, but it's a simple series. It's fun adventure films, but could also go quite dark. It has a lot of jokes, but also has a lot more mature themes, and the MCU has shown that they can balance a lot of those really well. And it's not gonna, I hope what Harrison Ford means by take inspiration is, that's the word. Take inspiration or borrow inspiration, not really take, but borrow inspiration from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, aka the MCU, is because if they completely just copy and paste the MCU formula into Indiana Jones 5, it'll basically just feel like the MCU only with Indiana Jones in the forefront, and really what we want it to feel like is Indiana Jones, but with a little spice of the MCU thrown into it. And I think that's the best way to do this film, and the best way to topic and hit this topic of film, because the MCU is a film franchise that's going on for a decade now, and they've learned so much over these past 11 years, and I feel like the Indiana Jones franchise was kind of the pioneer. Before the MCU that was the big movie franchise, and I feel like Indiana Jones kind of faltered from that. The original trilogy was great. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull wasn't so hot. So with the fifth one and final one, apparently they need to step up their game, and they really need to get this film up and running. If they're going to take some inspiration, or borrow some inspiration, I should say, from the MCU, I think that could work. But as long as they don't mess with the formula too much, and as long as it doesn't feel like Indiana Jones 4, where they just kind of mess with the formula too much. Because Indiana Jones, why I love it, it has a formula. It repeats a lot of things, only in different ways. And I'll probably make a video talking about the certain themes and formulas of the Indiana Jones franchise, because why I love those three films, it definitely does have them. So I hope I think this is a fun idea, but I hope it's more Indiana Jones with a hint of MCU, besides any MCU film with a hint of Indiana Jones. And I feel like this could be a good idea. It could be fresh, new, and different, but I hope it's not too fresh and different where it doesn't really feel like an Indiana Jones film. So those are my thoughts of Indiana Jones 5 maybe taking some inspiration from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What do you think of this? Let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. Like this video, guys. Really had enjoyed it. Comment down below, as I said, what did you think of this? Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hit the post notification bell so you guys never miss when I upload another video. You guys can check out my Instagram, general_Daniel77, linked right in the description. You guys can also check out my podcast, the 2 P's in a Pod podcast, also linked down below. We do an episode every single Tuesday, so I hope you guys will check out that. Thanks for watching as always, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. General out.